On this final episode of Season 3 for Wilson the VW Bus podcast, we wrap up the 2023 year with a bit of holiday cheer and wrap up Wilson with 1,800 LED holiday lights. Stick around. Hi everyone, welcome back to Wilson the VW Bus. I'm your host Joe, and we made it, or at least I made it, to the end of the 2023 year and the very last episode of season number 3. This marks 30 complete podcast episodes focusing on my crusty, patinaed 1967 split window, walk-through, tin-top homebrew camper Volkswagen Type 2 bus named Wilson. All produced and delivered in the year of 2023. I didn't think I had it in me to get this many done in a single year. But as I look back on the content of seasons 1, 2, and 3, from finding my first VW bus, the acquisition, the resurrection, the rust removal, the restoration of the interior, and the upgrades I made to Wilson's mechanical systems, not to mention all of the shows and events we visited over the past year, I can't help but feel humbled that some of you are actually listening to my podcast. Wilson now has listeners in 23 countries around the world, which is awesome. Thank you very much. And for those of you that have come to car shows and cruise nights and VW events and have showered your appreciation and love to Wilson, my crusty VW bus, I want to thank you again. Now, if you remember back in Season 2, Episode 4, I introduced you to my friends Lee and Willow from the Combi Chronicles. They are a van life couple from Birmingham, UK, that have been living the van life full-time in their 1976 VW named Ruby, and traveling all throughout the US and South America since 2019. They recently completed their Season 6 in Peru, where they got to visit Machu Picchu, which is definitely on my bucket list of places that I want to see, and the cinematography there was breathtaking. From there, they traveled to Bolivia in Season 7, and I was astounded by the diverse landscapes in a country that I know almost nothing about. But watching their YouTube videos is such a thrill for me, and I think they help keep me grounded and think about my life's choices. And right now, Lee, Willow, and Ruby are dealing with some mechanical breakdowns and a little bit of financial struggles, as their VW bay window bus Ruby was never meant to be driven this long and on such difficult terrain, and they have been plagued with some breakdowns. They finally have enough views on YouTube to be monetized, but they really haven't made that much. So if any of my listeners could spare a little time and watch their content on YouTube, or better yet, send them a donation, I'm sure they would really appreciate it and it would help them out. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Just search for the Combi Chronicles, that's Combi with a K, and subscribe to them. Tell them Wilson, the VW Bus, says hello. It's worth it. There's a lot of good videos on that YouTube channel, as they traveled all around the country during the pandemic and through Mexico, South America. Good stuff. So as soon as our Thanksgiving holiday was over here in November, most Americans jumped right into the next big winter holiday season. For us here, it's Christmas. We brought down our Christmas decorations from the attic and put up the tree with all the lights and family ornaments, including the little angels made from photos of the kids with doilies and pipe cleaner halos, and the vintage handmade red ribbons that my grandmother made probably like 50 years ago. My son Zach came over to help my wife and I get all the decorations out, and we gave him a bunch of the holiday stuff to take to his new home, but I didn't put the outside decorations out right away. I had a surprise idea. A week after we put the inside stuff out, my wife had some plans for the entire Saturday afternoon and early evening. So after she left the house, I started getting the outside decorations and putting them up. I wanted to surprise her. But we have some big old traditional multicolor lights that hang on the gutters, and a few light up display pieces like a dog in a sled, a giant light up nutcracker, an old sled with ice skates that hang off them, and some big tin gingerbread cookies. We even have an R2-D2 with a Santa hat on. This year, however, I wanted to feature Wilson as part of my family holiday display. So I ran out and I purchased 1,800 multicolored LED lights that were on sale, and I began secretly taping them to Wilson while Wilson was in the garage. I started in the lower left corner and then down towards the front, wrapping the lights all around Wilson and taping the light strands down with blue painter's tape every few inches. I carefully made sure that I was still able to open and close the doors and the engine hatch, and the process took me a few hours to complete. When I was done with 18 strands of 100 lights, I drove Wilson out of the garage and plugged him in, and then waited for my wife to come home. I honestly wasn't sure how she would react. I mean, would she love it? Would she hate it? Well, luckily for me, not only was Wilson a big hit with the missus, but he apparently is a hit with the neighborhood as well. The best part is that my granddaughter wants to run around Wilson every night and play with the lights. It's awesome. I've had people stopping by and taking photos almost every night. People sending me, text messages with photos. Hey, I saw your display, and neighbors bringing their kids over. If you want to see for yourself, just check out the Wilson the VW Bus website or my Instagram page. I'm contemplating getting a small inverter so that I can light up Wilson when I drive and go over to a few friends' houses this holiday season. And if I end up doing that, I'll make sure to post a video on YouTube or on Instagram. So what's in store for 2024? Well, we have a lot of family events going on, like a new granddaughter on the way in January. Actually, January looks pretty busy for me with a couple of big work projects and a tech conference that'll keep me busy in a way. So as of now, it doesn't look like I'll be getting much quality time with Wilson for a bit. I'll probably be lucky to find some time to take those 1,800 LED lights off if I'm lucky after the new year. That leads me to the big question for this Season 3 finale, and that is, should we have a Season 4 of Wilson the VW Bus? It would be great to get some feedback. Let me know if you'd like me to continue with the podcast, or should I just hang it up? I mean, the content is going to be a bit lean in the beginning of the year, but I do have some plans for some camping with the family and some VW shows, and the event calendar is already starting to book up. I really want to get more interviews, or maybe a co-host, or maybe I can expand the whole idea into something bigger. I want to close this episode by saying that I hope that your holiday season is filled with laughter and love with your family and friends. Take time to cherish and enjoy every day with the people and the things that make life worth living. Merry Christmas to you all, and have a happy New Year. Peace.